Hello guys, welcome to Jamaican chapter. In this chapter, I will be touring the number 5 cemetery here in Spanish Town. I've passed this cemetery several times, and one of my subscribers said I should tour it. So I'm here to see what I can find out about some of the people who are buried here, their lives, their cause of death, and so on. You know how this thing works here on Jamaican chapter. All right, so I'm standing in front of the cemetery here. Which road is this? I don't remember which road is this. So I'm waiting for the road to be safe to cross. All right, so I'm here. It's an abandoned cemetery. A lot of garbage at the front. All right, so wow. You can see there's a lot of garbage shown here over the years. And so because of that, those cemeteries at the front, and usually in a cemetery, when you're buried near the front, it's like a privilege. Well, not for this cemetery. It's not a privilege. Those who are buried at the front are facing the difficulties, are facing all the garbage, I mean. I've never been over here before. And usually, like any other cemetery, you'll have old broken graves. It's an old cemetery anyway, so of course that happens. I'm just gonna go into the reading because I'm not gonna stay too long over here. So here we have the grave of Joseph Williams, born July 2, 1918, died August 27, 1976. Joseph Williams. Joseph Williams was living at 41 King Street, Spanish Town. And that was where he died from, according to his death registration form, cerebral hemorrhage. He died age 58. Way back in 1976, I think at that time, this place, I don't think it looked like this at that time. What's that? And behind Joseph William, we have Adeline Waldron. Adeline Waldron. Waljon, relic of the late Anthony Waljon, died May 31, 1976. This is the grave of Adeline Waljon, widow of the late Anthony Waljon. Adeline is the only one buried in this tomb. She and her husband Anthony were living at 17 Railway Lane, Spanish Town, St. Catherine. According to her death registration form, she had bronchopneumonia for 21 days and malnutrition for 6 months before she died. And here, wow, this grave was well put together. Whenever time you see graves like this, and these graves last, I noticed in different cemeteries that when they design the graves to stand up, the headstone to stand up, especially like this, it lasts long. So this is the grave of Gladys Miranda Nee Francis. So she was first Gladys Francis, then she married to Miranda. So it's Gladys Miranda, who departed this life on the 12th of July 1975. Gladys Miranda had pancreatic cancer for 1 year. The cancer spread to other parts of her body before she died. She was the wife of Justo Miranda, a seaman living at 107 Brooklyn Avenue, New York. Her funeral was held on July 17, 1975 at Spanish Town Cathedral. She died age 71. So it seems like they have some 1975 graves here. Number 5 Cemetery. It's not that bad. It just filled with a lot of overgrown shrubs, if you want to call it that, shrubs. All right. I don't know. I'm not sure which section I must be heading to. Let me head over there. Here we are at the grave of, it says, in fond and loving memory of Muriel Nelson, 1905 to 1974. According to her death registration form, Muriel Nelson died from cerebrovascular accident, that is a stroke, and she had hypertension. She died at the Spanish Town Public Hospital. She was living at 6 French Street, Spanish Town, St. Catherine. She was 66 years old. Another 70s. The graves here, another 70s. Let's see. I'm cautious where I stand, because even in some of the The bushes are here. There are graves there, and you don't know how stable those graves are. But as I say, I know how to stand in these places. I saw some graves over there. If you look at the side of the cemetery there, you can see how the people just threw the garbage right over. Come on, there are garbage trucks up here. There are garbage trucks up here. There's no need to throw the garbage over here like that. Oh. All right, so here we are. Say, in loving memory of a dear husband and father, Arthur B. Pendley. Arthur B. Pendley died the 14th of November 1975, age 60. Arthur Pendley was a retired warder of the St. Catherine District Prison. He had diabetes and hypertension. He suffered subarachnoid hemorrhage, that is a dangerous type of stroke, and he was admitted at the Spanish Town Public Hospital where he died, age 60. He was living at 21 Federal Road, Sydenham, St. Catherine. Again, a 1970s grave. Yeah. And this grave, in a cemetery like this, what survive are the graves that are properly built. Here we have the grave of Imogen Elizabeth Garden, born January 24, 1898, died May 8, 1981. Wow, she lived long. 1898 until 1981. 7 more years and she would have been 100. Imogen Elizabeth Garden. Imogen Elizabeth Garden was living at 4 West Avenue, Kingston 8, where she died from bronchopneumonia, which she had for 3 days. Woo. Can you imagine when they were burying her? I'm sure over here was looking much better than this. And here we have, say, in loving memory of Kendon C. Garden, born in Spanish Town, Jamaica, on January 28, 1920, died in New Jersey, USA, on January 4, 1972. Kenton Garden was the son of Imogen Elizabeth Garden, whose grave I just read. He died suddenly in a boarding house in New Jersey. His brothers Lariston and Audley flew to the United States and brought his body back to Jamaica for burial. Kenton Garden was the first of 3 sons for Imogen and her husband, Arthur George Garden. In 1939, he joined the Jamaica Constabulary Force. In 1943, he married Selma Hills a woman from St. Anne. Due to ill health, Kenton Gordon left the Jamaica Constabulary Force in 1967 after serving 18 years. According to this Gleaner article, his funeral was held at the Cathedral of St. Jago de la Vega, also called St. Catherine Parish Church. And here's a grave beside all the dirty garbage. It says, in loving memory of our beloved mother, Eugenia Bailey, died the 16th July 1973, age 94. Eugenia Bailey was living at 33 Old Market Street, Spanish Town. She died at the same address from cerebrovascular accident, that is, a stroke. Okay, everybody I've read so far is just the 1970s. The 1970s. All right, right over there, and I'm not gonna go in that garbage. So I'm gonna zoom it up. Okay, it says, in fond memory of a devoted husband and father, Luther Nathaniel Williams Sr. died the 12th July 1971, age 75. Luther Nathaniel Williams was a businessman living at 77 Young Street, Spanish Town. He had diabetes. He died from prostate cancer at his home. So that's a 1970s grave again. I'm sure that everybody who were buried over here were not buried in the 1970s. Absolutely not. Look at this tree. Yeah, these trees will root up the graves. They will root out the casket. Oh my word. It's an old cemetery anyway. I'm standing here on the grave of Reverend Joseph Garbin. See, it says, in loving memory of Reverend Joseph Garbin. Reverend Joseph Garbin, born July 15, 1882, died December 19, 1969. So that's December 19, 1969, age 77. Reverend Joseph Garbin was living at 37 Nugent Street, Spanish Town. On August 12 of 1917, he married Jane Elizabeth Bloyd. He had several daughters and at least a son. He died at the Spanish Town Public Hospital after suffering a stroke at age 77. So he did not die in the 70s, but he died in his 70s. He did not die in the 70s, Reverend Joseph Garbin, but he died in his 70s. So I thought, wow, the first time I read in a grave with no 70s, but he made it to his 70s. Here we are at the grave. It says, in loving memory of a dear wife and mother, Edna Barrett, died 19th of March 1962, age 50. I wonder what Edna Barrett was like. She died at 50. I wonder what she was like. You know, makes you wonder what was she like, you know. Sometimes I just think that about a particular grave that I read. All right, says this one says, in loving memory of a dear wife and mother, Eugenie Robinson, born May 15, 1939, died January 17, 1985. So she probably was in her 40s. Eugenie Robinson. Eugenie Robinson was living at 101 St. John's Road, Spanish Town, St. Catherine. She died at 190 Brunswick Avenue. Her death registration form lists a combination of illnesses: coronary thrombosis, renal failure, and cervix cancer. She died age 45. Look at this grave. They were doing their thing on it. It started to lean like an old ship. It does look like an old ship. Some of these graves, making these videos, I can't make videos of all the graves here. As you can see, it's a huge cemetery. It's a huge cemetery, but I'm gonna, bring back the memory of some of these people, because as time goes by, their graves are being ruined. Their graves have been ruined. So giving them some spotlight, and I'm sure somebody in their family is gonna recognize and say, all right, this one can't be seen good on the screen, but it says, in loving memory of a dear husband and father, Percival Hickson, Hickson, Hickson. Percival Hickson died the 26th of November 1953, age 71. So he was 71 in 1953 when he died. His grave is pretty much covered in garbage, and there's a big stone there. As I say, and I've said this already in another video, it doesn't matter to the dead. When you're dead, anything that you were shameful of, anything that you were proud of, anything that you were angry about, it doesn't matter. Even your body that you protect so much and don't want anybody to see, I'm telling you, the funeral home guys, they're just gonna be looking at you naked. All right, this one says, in loving memory of our dear father, W.G. Robinson, who departed from the earth on July 31, 1980, at age 82. Nice headstone, like it had fallen off and they just rested back there. That's the grave of W.G. Robinson. You see, that's the thing about it now. I probably, oh, look at those chicken. I probably will not be able to find his record, but I'll see what happened. But look at these chickens. We call them yard fowl. You know, yard fowl. People eat yard fowl, you know. But I don't like the idea of that. I think these fowl should just be left to roam around the yard. Mhm. Here is sacred to the memory of Mistress Emmeline Hines. Died March 14, 1980. That's March 14, 1980, at age 70. Emmeline Hines was living on Nassau Avenue, Greendale, St. Catherine. She died from rectum cancer. Mistress Emmeline Hines. So Miss Hines, she definitely know Bustamante, and she definitely was there as Jamaica was celebrating its independence. Should we say independence or self-government? Because if you're independent, how can a head of state of another country is your head of state? Then you're not independent. If you build your own house and somebody else is the head of that house, then you are not really the independent person of that household, right? Anyway, since Jamaica got self-government, this one, in loving memory of our dear mother and grandmother, Sylvia Mullins, born April 23, 1932, died August 23, 1979. She was young. If you take 30 out of 79, then you get what? 49? And then you take away 2, so she was like 40. She was 47. Sylvia Mullins. 47 is not an old age. 47 is not an old age at all. Beside her is the grave of, it says, sacred to the memory of John Leslie Lawrence. John Leslie Lawrence, son of John and Ival Lawrence. Born December 23, 1963, died April 11, 1979. So if you were born in 1963 and you died in 1979, then it means that 7 to that. So he was about 16 years old. John Leslie Lawrence was only age 15. He was a student of St. Jago High School in Spanish Town, St. Catherine. He died in a motor vehicle accident along Old Harbour Road in the parish and died mainly from head injuries. I'm not sure if he was in the vehicle or he was hit by the vehicle, but he died mainly from head injuries. It's so typical to see broken graves. I no longer look in them. I no longer spend time video inside of these graves because most of them don't really have anything anyway. Here we have another one here. It says, in loving memory of a dear daughter, Colleen Bird. I've never heard I think I've heard your last name Bird. Carlene or Charlene? Okay, Charlene, right? Yeah, Charlene Bird. Died December 11, 1972. No, sorry, that's wrong. Born December 11, 1972. Died February 26, 1988. That was young. 1972 to 80, that would be 8 years. And another 8 years, 16. So I'm gonna find out what happened to Charlene Bird. Born December 11, 1972. Died February 26, 1988. Wow, she was young. So what happened to Charlene? What happened to Charlene? Does anybody know what happened to Charlene? I'm gonna find out. Hopefully I get some answers. Alright. Here we have this one. It says, in loving memory of our dear father and grandfather, Alquan Johnson. So that's Alquon. Alquan Johnson. Born the 9th of the 9th, 1913. Died the 8th of the 5th, 1978. His name is actually Algon. Algon. Algon Johnson was living at 81 Job's Lane, St. Catherine. He had hypertension and died of congestive cardiac failure. He was age 64. His grave is standing up well. This grave is also standing up well. Says, in loving memory of a dear uncle, Joseph Knott. That's Knott, Knott. So Joseph C. Knott died the 10th of the 2, 1978, age 83. Joseph C. Knott was living at 14 Red Church Street, Spanish Town, St. Catherine. A widower and a pensioner, he became senile as he aged. He died from cerebral thrombosis. Rest in peace. So he was born in the 1800, because if he died in 1978 at age 83, then Joseph Knott, you were born in the 1800s, 18 something. Those chicken are all the what I wonder what those chicken are finding over here. Those yard fowl. What are they finding over here? There's nothing over here. What the hell are you gonna find over here to eat? But I saw them, they're scratching their feet. I don't know. And this tree doesn't look like it bears anything to eat. It's just a big tree. You see, the thing about it, when I try to pronounce properly, I end up make mistake. It's a big tree. I see this grave over here, and it's intact, it's looking good. And I want to see who's buried here. See, in loving memory of a dearly beloved mother, Iris Brown. Iris Brown, who departed this life on October 22, 1980. Rest in peace, sadly missed by son and other relatives. Iris Brown was living at 24 Hampton Green Avenue, Spanish Town, St. Catherine. She died at the Spanish Town Public Hospital from cardiac failure. Before that, she had a stroke. She died age 79. All right, the son of Iris, if you're watching, say hi or something in the comment section. And I'm looking right over there and I saw the grave of a bird. Meaning, not a bird with wings. I mean, someone with the surname Bird. So let me zoom it up. As far as I can zoom on this phone. And it says, in loving memory of a dear father, Carol Bird, born July 6, 1953, died November 22, 1989. Carol Bird. I usually think that if the name Carol only refers to females, but obviously there's a Carol Bird there, and he's referred to as a father, so I know I'm not wrong in the gender. Some of the graves are all burst up. I don't think you should bury someone without a writing on it. You know, put a name on it, man. Look at all of these. Somebody itched some names in some of these here. Hard for me to read them. But these ones over here, like they were poor. The thing is that you have no control over what happened when you died. I mean, that's why wills are important, you know. But even with wills, you need somebody to carry it out. And if you don't properly make your will, there's a problem with that again. Among all these problematic graves that you can't read is the grave of, says, in loving memory of our dear mother and sister, Maud Henriques. Maud A. Henriques, who departed this life the 5th March 1955. That's a long time, Maud. That's a long time. You have been buried here from 1955. Wow. Wow, Maud. Oh no, I don't think I'm walking here. Oh no. Go over that side. Yeah, I want to go over that side. I'm seeing this here, and even though it's all covered, I noticed that there is some writing here. There are some writings here. It says, in loving memory of Lillian Coleman, died 27th of June 1954, age 79. Way back in 1954. Let me show you that's 1950. Yeah, 1954. It seems like nobody visits her anymore. 1954 is a long time. If you were 50 years old back then, you would not be alive now. Because in In 2004, you would have been 100. And we are actually all the way now in 2024. So you can see that even many of those who care about her, they themselves are dead. In loving memory of our beloved mother and grandmother, Susan Aldred, 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 Susan Aldred, who departed this life the 26th of September 1959, age 95. Susan Aldred was living at 1 Riverley Avenue, Spanish Town, St. Catherine. She died from stomach cancer. She was the mother of Imogen Elizabeth Garden, whose grave I had read earlier on. Wow! So she was born in about 1860. Whew. I make my way here. Oh my God. Oh my word. Did somebody try to make a little mausoleum? I don't I don't like to pronounce that name. Mausoleum. I'm not gonna go over there. I'm gonna get out of here now. Really. I'm going to get out of here now. I don't want to end up stepping on something I shouldn't step on. But as I say, I have the experience of walking in graves. Here's another big tree. Another of the big trees. And these trees are in the cemetery, so they are not in anybody's way. So they last. I could explore more, guys, but I'm not gonna go any further or any deeper. So this has been my tour of number 5 cemetery here in Spanish Town, St. Catherine. And I'm gonna now leave the cemetery and I'll be walking through garbage and garbage. All right, thanks for watching, and I'll see you again in another interesting video. You know, I saw a picture on the internet. And more than one pictures, really. More than one pictures, and they always show this grave. I'm not gonna pass it and don't read it. It's near to the front, so people who take pictures tend to catch it in their photographs. It says, in loving memory of our beloved father, Leopold Bonick, 1904 to 1991. Leopold Bonick. And he's so close to the roadside. Look at that grave over there, which is all inside of a grilled around. You see that the people take time to grill around their graves. People come and they fill it up with a lot of garbage. I would have loved to go all the way over there, all the way over there, but it's dangerous. I don't want to break my foot, or something like that. All right, guys. So as I say, this is my tour of number 5 cemetery here in Spanish Town, St. Catherine. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you again in another interesting video like this. And I'm gonna try to do videos on some of those celebrities who died and show their graves. I'm doing a lot of cemetery graves recently, so I'm gonna try to do some graves of some famous people, right? Yeah, those will be coming up. But for now, from Spanish Town, St. Catherine, I say peace out. I need to get back to St. Elizabeth before it's too late.